disabled Colorado grandmother charged with cocaine possession.
Tonight, she's speaking out about the drug test police used as evidence, a test that is notoriously unreliable. Your political reporter, Sean Boyd, is here with the story.
Sean, state lawmakers now taking action on this.
Yeah, and with good reason. Research shows that this test, called a colorimetric drug test, is wrong about 40% of the time. Sugar, vitamins, even bird feces have tested positive for illegal drugs, resulting in an estimated 30,000 people being wrongfully charged each year, including a Colorado grandmother who took out a second mortgage on her house and fought a year and a half to prove her innocence.
I've been having incredible pain in my back.
Holly Bennett doesn't remember the ambulance that rushed her to the hospital in septic shock, or the MRI that showed her back was riddled with abscesses, or the emergency surgery that saved her life. All she remembers is waking up to a Boulder police officer.
He says, "I'm giving you a ticket for possession of cocaine." And I said, "Cocaine? Cocaine? Well, I don't do cocaine." And he said, "That's what was in your purse."
Bennett says the hospital found a prescription drug crushed in her purse and turned it over to police, who, using what's known as a colorimetric field test, determined it was cocaine. The Boulder District Attorney's Office offered Bennett diversion if she pled guilty to possession.
I don't want to lie.
Instead, she hired Noah Stout to represent her.
And the prosecutor said, "This is pretty cut and dry."
Stout says the prosecutor refused a retest, despite research showing colorimetric drug tests have a false positive rate of nearly 40%. The Department of Justice has warned the test should not be used as basis for an arrest, and that a second lab test should be used to confirm the results. But according to the University of Pennsylvania, 90% of prosecutors accept guilty pleas without any follow-up testing.
When you're standing in front of law enforcement and then they shake something, they're like, "You have it," people don't know how they can fight that, and so they're just taking deals.
It's just not fair, and so we just wanted to make sure that that is not the case anymore in Colorado.
Representatives Jennifer Bacon and Lindsey Gilchrist have introduced a bill that would require law enforcement who use the test to issue a ticket instead of making an arrest in misdemeanor cases, and advise people before they make a plea of the test's error rate in felony cases. Defendants would also have the right to request a second test by a lab. Bennet testified in favor of the bill.
I want people to know that they can fight it. They should be able to demand a retest without having to hire a lawyer.
Stout says Bennett got a second test only after she agreed to pay for it. It showed the substance in her purse was a prescribed medicine, not cocaine.
Holly, stood up and fought for what was right. What I'm terrified of is there are people who don't have the resources, the tenacity of Holly, who might just be pressured into taking a plea bargain.
Ultimately, Bennett didn't have to pay for the second test, but the year-and-a-half ordeal took a toll on her finances and her health. While she would like to see the test, which has been around for decades, outlawed, the bill came out of a task force made up of people from across the criminal justice spectrum. It will be named Holly's Law if it passes, and it has already made it out of the House and today passed a Senate committee with no opposition, which is good. You think about how many people have been wrongfully arrested, but all of those people who have made plea deals because they thought they had no choice, right? The test shows you're guilty.
That poor woman.
It's just awful, yeah.
Sean, thank you.